Bitcoin is better than gold, better than gold, better than gold. Here's why. Perhaps Bitcoin's killer application is as a store of value. This has historically been the role of gold, the function of this shiny yellow metal. The reason that gold has been the store of value for the world is because of its scarcity, because it took energy to unearth it from the ground. Also because it's pretty and can be used in jewelry and today in electronics. However, the primary reason is because it was impossible to duplicate. Alchemists dreamed of creating gold out of nothing. No one was successful. It is hard to counterfeit. And yes, Roman empires did debase the gold coins that they gave out as currency. And once people caught on and it reached a certain level, after the inflation, people stopped accepting the coins and the process started over again. Today you have Bitcoin, which in terms of scarcity, we have a known number. 21 million Bitcoin will ever be produced. This is as opposed to gold, which you mine, the mining of which increases the supply at 2% a year. And should the price go up, the amount of mining and the extraction methods would develop in order to get a greater gold yield. Places uneconomical to mine the gold would suddenly be opened up. That is in terms of scarcity. You can't have more than 21 million Bitcoin. The supply is known forever. So Bitcoin wins in scarcity. Portability. Bitcoin, you can zap it to anybody in the world with a smartphone and a Bitcoin wallet, which is free for the price of pennies, whether it's $100, $1,000, $1 million. Billions of dollars can be processed for the same nominal fee. Imagine transporting $10 million worth of gold across the ocean. Think about the amount of energy, the costs involved in doing so, the security guards needed in order to protect the yellow metal. Portability. Gold, Bitcoin is the clear victor. Gold, to take it across countries. You can't get more than $10,000 worth of cash through the airport, much less a huge amount of metal. Also, just think about the amount of time that it takes to transport the gold. You actually have to physically move it, whereas Bitcoin can move at the speed of light. In 10 minutes, the transaction is conducted from Tokyo to New York. Bam. Bitcoin portability wins hands down. Divisibility. Bitcoin, 100 million Satoshis comprise one Bitcoin. A Satoshi, I don't even know if it's worth a cent at the current Bitcoin price. Gold, good luck breaking it down to a nickel worth of gold. It's impractical and it would take all day. Divisibility. Bitcoin, I send whatever I want. I send a nickel to somebody. Boom, done. Bitcoin, divisibility, wins, hands down. Securing your gold takes a certain percentage of it to do every year. It requires a safe. In some cases like Fort Knox, where the US government stores its gold, it takes many, many armed guards on alert every moment of the day. With Bitcoin, you store it on a little thumbnail hard drive, a nano ledger, a treasure, and you hold the keys. And with a 12-seed passphrase, you take billions of dollars of Bitcoin, millions of dollars, thousands of dollars, whatever your budget, across the oceans like that. Just put it in your bag and you're gone. Security. If somebody wants to put a gun to my head and pull the trigger, they're not going to get the Bitcoin. With gold, they know where it is. Kaboom, I'm dead. They've got the gold. Much easier for the criminal that way. Much easier to steal a physical object than what's in my head, what's in your head. And some of you might rightfully point out, yeah, but they had put a gun to your child's head. You don't have a choice. You've got to give them the keys. What if you have what is called multi-signature keys and somebody else has one of them, your grandparents have another, and you need 3 out of the 5 in order to open up the vault? That is the case today with Bitcoin. So storing it added security in that manner, multi-signature. Bitcoin security, hands down the winner. Let's talk about government confiscation. In the 1930s, FDR decided that the government should own all the gold and that private citizens had no right to do so. They enacted a law requiring citizens to turn in their gold to the federal government for paper dollars. And let's say you want to invest in real estate, for example. You buy a house in Malibu. Pretty good place to own a house. Very high property prices. Oh, what's this? The property taxes are also high. And you've got morons in charge like Governor Newsom. This is part of the reason I left California, who, if they decided to, could tax your house, property taxes, at 50%, in which case the state would own it in 2 years. Property values decline because of government interference. And unless you can get that Malibu house to grow legs and sprint over the border to Mexico, you're screwed. Bitcoin, however, you just put on your little ledger, you jump on a plane, and you're gone. They have a lot harder time taxing it, and therefore, this will be the last property, which the SEC has basically deemed Bitcoin to be taxed. And if you own fiat currency, until 1971, the US government backed the dollars being printed with gold. In other words, I could exchange the dollars that I had on hand for gold if I wanted to. Of course, in 1971, when France saw that the US was spending massive amounts of money in Vietnam, they sent a warship over to the United States to collect the gold. They left empty-handed because Nixon declared that you could not get the gold because the U.S. was printing too much money, and if there was a run on Fort Knox where the gold is stored, they'd come up short. So he just said, you're not getting your gold. We're moving away from the gold standard. But if you own your own keys to your Bitcoin and you don't have them on the exchanges, if you have them in multi-signature, your Bitcoin is about as secure as any asset could be. Therefore, it is of interest to everybody around the world. For all these reasons, Bitcoin is better than gold, better than gold, better than gold. Guys, there's a link in the description. For $100 you buy on Coinbase, you get an extra 10 bucks. Get off of zero Bitcoin. That's my encouragement, not financial advice. Just somebody that wants and is looking out for your freedom, your understanding of the world. I hope this adds to your day. Have a fantastic one. Thumb up the video, subscribe, hit the all notification bell, leave a comment. Have a great day. Peace.